So today we're going to learn the second skill of the top 40 most wanted SAT skills by which we'll be able to conquer any question in the SAT. So the second skill is related with algebraic manipulation, which is some questions which are variables. You have to express the variables in terms of the variables, like what is p in terms of f, what is m or n in terms of f, in terms of q. So these types of questions will come in the SAT. So the question can come like this: what is m in terms of p and q? So this is just a fancy way of saying solve for m, as you were solving for x in your high school, or use algebra to get m alone. So this is what it deals with. For example, you were solving x plus 2 equals 10. So when the question was solve for x, so what you were doing, you were just solving this equation, x plus 2 equals 10. So you're subtracting 2 to both sides, and then you are getting x equals 10 minus 2, that's 8, because plus 2 and negative 2 will cancel out. So you will get x equals 8. In the same way, we are going to do with the variables. The question which is telling you, the question which which is the variable which is important for you, for example m, so you will keep it on one side and you will change the other things on the other side. You will shift the other things to the other side by the proper addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So we'll try the easy ones first. Easy question. So if it is here d is equal to r times t, what is r in terms of d and t? So what is r in terms of d and t? So what we have to do is we have to actually solve for r. That's it. So if d is equal to rt, we don't have to get confused. We have just solve for r. So what we can do is we can divide by t to both sides. D and t will cancel out, so d divided by t is equal to r, or r is equal to d divided by t, because if a is equal to b, then b is equal to a, right? So r is equal to d divided by t. So which option? So option D, r is equal to d divided by t. So this is the correct answer. Now let us move to the medium level. So medium level is saying you there's a question here: if 3 times m is equal to 2 times n and 2 times n is equal to 4 times p, what is m in terms of p? So it's already giving you a relationship. There are two equations actually. 3m equals 2n, but you don't need to write 2n because you're calculating m in terms of p, so you have to eliminate 2n. You know that 2n is 4p, so instead of 2n you can write 4p directly. So instead of 2n you can write 4p. Now we have to calculate m, right? So we have to calculate m here. For calculating m, there's a 3 in multiplication with m, so what we can do, we can just divide by 3 to both sides. So if we'll divide by 3 to both sides, 3 and 3 will cancel out. M is equal to 4 times p divided by 3. So in few seconds you'll be able to calculate the answers. So question number 2, option B will be the right answer. 4 times p divided by 3. Now let us see the hard level. So the question is, if x plus 3 times b minus 1 equals k, what is b minus 1 in terms of x and k? So we have to calculate this whole thing. So we'll treat it as one term, right? We'll treat this as one thing. So whatever is connected with this, we'll just eliminate that thing. We'll try to eliminate that thing. So x is in addition with this, so we can subtract x to both sides. So I'll write the equation first. You don't need to even write these equations, you just have to start here only, so that you can save a few seconds there also. So x plus 3 times b minus 1 equals k. So we have to calculate b minus 1. So this x is in addition here with this whole thing, so we'll subtract x to both sides. And then you will get 3 times b minus 1 equals k minus x. Now b minus 1 is in multiplication with 3, right? So b minus 1 is in multiplication with 3. So what we can do here is we can eliminate 3 because it's in multiplication, so we'll divide by 3 to both sides. So 3 and 3 will cancel out. So b minus 1 will be equal to k minus x whole divided by 3. So we can check out the options. B minus 1 is k minus x divided by 3. So this is the right answer. K minus x divided by 3. So we have to see what we have to actually calculate. So we have to put it on one side and the other things on the other side. Now let us see the next question of the hard level. So it's telling you if p and q are positive, right, and 5p cubed q raised to power minus 2 is equal to 25p squared, what is p inverse, that is called p raised to the negative 1, equal in terms of q? So what we have to do is we have to just combine every p, which is either on the left or on the right, and whatever is, like whatever is except p, that we have to shift to the other side. So what we can do here is we are having the question as 5 times p cubed q to the minus 2 equals 25p squared. So we have to calculate p inverse. It means p raised to power 1 is actually 1 by p to the minus 1, or p to the minus 1 is actually 1 by p to the 1, right? So if p to the minus 1 is actually, what we have to calculate is 1 by p to the 1, right? 1 divided by p to the 1 power. So here you can see, very important, here you can see that p cube is on the left side and p squared is on the right side. So if we'll divide p cubed to both the sides, you will get p squared divided by p cubed. When you'll cancel that, you will get p on the denominator, which you want, 1 by p on the denominator. So what we can do is we can divide by p cubed to both sides. So we'll get p cube and p cube will cancel out. We'll get 5 times q to the negative 2 is p squared by p cube. This is actually 25 times p squared is actually p times p, right? As you might be doing x squared is actually x times x, and in the same way p squared is p times p divided by p cubed is actually p multiplied 3 times to itself. P times p times p. So p and p will cancel out here, or one more p will cancel out. So this we can write as 25 divided by p. Now we want 1 here on the numerator. So what we can do is we can divide by 25 to both sides. So that will get 1 there. So dividing by 25 here, dividing by 25 here, you'll get 25. 25 will cancel out. 5 times 1, 5 times 5. So it'll be q to the negative 2 divided by 5 equals 1 divided by p. 1 divided by p is p to the negative 1, which I told you here. So 1 divided by p to the 1 is actually p to the negative 1. So we have calculated the value of p to the negative 1, but we have to see the answer, the form of the answer. We got q to the negative 2 divided by 5 is actually equal to p to the negative 1. But you will not find any option there. See? Q to the negative 2 divided by 5. It is q to the 2 divided by 5, right? So everywhere you're having the positive exponent, positive power on q. So in order to convert the negative power into the positive power, you have to just convert them from numerator to denominator or denominator to numerator. So q to the negative 2 can be written as 1 divided by q to the 2. So simply q to the negative 2 can be written as 1 divided by q to the 2 times 5 equals p to the negative 1. So it'll be 1 divided by 5q squared equals p to the negative 1. So that is the answer. The more you practice these questions, the more you'll be able to do them in a very small amount of time and with very high accuracy. So p to the negative 1 equals 1 divided by 5q squared. So let us see the option. 1 divided by 5q squared, option E, correct? So option E is the right answer. In the next video we'll do the third scale.